Hey, Chef Andre here. Today we're going to make the perfect paleo omelet. Don't forget to watch it all the way through and hit subscribe at the end. Thanks again for watching, and let's make skinny tasty.
We're going to start off with our pan on medium-low heat with a half a teaspoon of ghee. This is going to keep the food from sticking and just impart a great flavor. We're starting off with one small green pepper. I've been growing these in my garden, and they're kind of like a sweet, hot green pepper. Make sure you discard the barbs and all those seeds, especially if it's got a little spice to it. You don't want it overpowering the rest of the omelet. And we've got about 1/8 of a white onion. If you have a smaller onion, you can do a little bit more, a little bit less. Depends how much onions you like. We're going to do a nice small julienne cut. This lets the onion cook well, and it makes it much easier for it to caramelize. Now we're going to add those peppers and let those start cooking for a little bit. They do take longer to cook than the onions. So while we're beating the eggs, let those peppers cook. We've got 2 large organic eggs. You can add another egg if you want, but it's a little bit easier to cook 2 eggs in a pan of this size. You want to make sure they're both incorporated well with the yolks and the whites. Don't overbeat it, or else it'll be a flat and tough omelet. So after a few minutes, you'll see the ghee and the peppers start to bubble and start to get real fragrant. Now you can add the onions and give that a couple minutes to cook. You'll see that the onions will sweat for a little bit, and then it'll start to caramelize. Once they start to caramelize, that's when we're going to add a little bit more ghee and then the eggs. If you need to turn up your stove for a little bit now, you can do that too. I love those onions to be caramelized. Just adds a great flavor to everything. If you did turn up the stove, make sure you turn it down again before you add your eggs. They're very easy to overcook. So here's another half a teaspoon of ghee. Make sure it's all incorporated well. This is going to keep your eggs from sticking. And when you pour it all in at once, quickly. And as the eggs start to set, you slide your spatula underneath it, tilting the pan. And as you can see, the loose eggs will pour underneath it. And this creates perfectly cooked layers of egg. And then when you can see that the eggs start to separate from the pan, you can shake the pan back and forth, and it'll be loose, and then you can flip it over easily. Now this will take some practice. You might need to use your spatula for that. Don't worry, I won't judge you if you do. Add some of that paleo cheese to it. This stuff is great, but some of them take too much heat to really melt. So just as long as you get it nice and warm, it'll still impart that great flavor, just like a regular old cheese. But if you want to heat it up too much, you might overcook those eggs. There you go. That's our perfect omelet. I garnished the plate with some of that great hot sauce we made the other day, and we're going to top it with some of that flake salt and some fresh ground pepper. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and let's make skinny tasty.